I've started the recording. And are you good with me just starting off then? Is that good? Okay. So this doesn't necessarily have to do with what we're talking about today, because I think Brooke and I are going to be talking about being a product of the product and how we can use that to increase our enrollments. But I do read a devotional, like a quick devotional every morning, and I don't always read the devotional thinking, I wonder how this can apply to my business, but sometimes they're like smack me in the face obvious. And this is specifically with what I've kind of been dealing with in my own business, and so I just wanted to share it because if I'm feeling it, then somebody else must be also. Or it's always good just to remember for in the future, because we're all going to go through things in this. And the reading is, I'm reading from the NIV version. It's Hebrews 10. I'm going to jump ahead to verse 23 to 25. And it says, "Let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for he who promised is faithful." You may find yourselves in this business getting just, we're all going to have times where we question ourselves, where we question our ability, where we question our leadership, where we question why we bought animals to have in the house. Anyway, so, and what I got from this verse, from verse 23, was it says, "Let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess." And that spoke to me because that's like what this business is for all of us, right? It's hope for more for our families. It's hope for more for our friends and families, for their life. With all this business is about hope. And then it says, "For he who promised is faithful." And so that I needed to hear that. Like, stay the course. He who promised is faithful. Then it says, "And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching." And specifically, I needed to hear that because sometimes our teams get quiet. Sometimes we ourselves get quiet and we just wonder if what we're doing is right. And it's easy for me, I'll just speak for myself, it's really easy for me to get overwhelmed, and then I just shut off everything else around me. And I want you guys to remember how important your sidelines are. To just, okay, and Daniel just got home, so now the dog's going to bark again. I'm sorry. How important it is to reach out. That's something that I've been doing when I feel myself withdrawing. I need to remember to do just the opposite, because the devil wants us to get quiet and to keep to ourselves, because he knows we grow. There are power in numbers. And so I needed to hear, "Let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another." So I just wanted to share that with you guys today because I felt like it spoke to me and where I am with my business. And then I wanted to give you guys hey, Reagan's asleep. We're Zooming and Hadley's catching butterflies. Okay. So then I wanted to talk about how I've gotten leads in the past and how I'm turning stale leads into new, excited potentials. So I always have a calendar. Sometimes I'm better than others at writing down my leads, but me telling you guys this is what is going to hold me accountable. So Reagan has ripped these pages up. I'm trying to find one that's not ripped. So, we're constantly talking to people about this business and about these products. At least 5 people a day is my goal. And then I write down their names in my planner. I open it up to the daily. And so I write their names down. This is from a year ago. This is last year's planner. And I'm looking at these names and I'm like, man, I was enrolling a lot of people, but still not even the tiniest percentage of these people were still enrolling. It just is, the more people you talk to, the more enrollments you're going to get. But that still leaves a lot of people that have said no, which we know means not right now, or said yes and then started ignoring us. So what I did was, I've used Defining Gel for 3 years, but I decided that I was going to do a personal experiment and kind of switch up my before and afters a little bit. There we go. Okay. So what I did was I started, like, when I talk to people about defining gel, I describe it as my butt and thighs best friend. Like, where I wrap my belly, defining gel goes on everything else. And so what I did was I did defining gel on just the left side of my butt and my leg. And I took a before and after picture. And I did not only a before and after picture of the one side, but I did side by side. So you could see that there was obviously a difference between the left and the right side. Now, because of the algorithm, sometimes before and after pictures don't get seen very much anyway. And with the corporate approved and not approved ones, I didn't want to get into all that, but I still wanted to use my personal results, and I'm super excited about it because anytime we see that these products, like, we know they work, anytime we see them on ourselves, it's exciting. So I went back to this planner and I started going back to leads that I've had for a year ago. And some of these leads I transferred from another planner. So some of these are older than a year old leads. And I messaged them word for word, very simple. Okay, Melissa, this girl's name is Melissa. It's the first one I'm looking at. So I say in Messenger, I say, Melissa, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. And then she sends back, hey, what's up? And then I said, I just finished some defining gel results on myself. I'm not comfortable posting them on my personal profile, but I'm dying to show someone. And 9 out of 10 times they respond right back with, yeah, I want to see. I'm not asking them to buy. I'm not asking them if they're interested in my discount at that time. I'm just saying, I want to show you my before and after pictures. That's what we do when we blitz, right? Like, when you hand a blitz card, there's a before and after picture. Or if you've got your results on your phone and you can say, like, yeah, I did it. Here's my results. So all I did was say, I'm dying to show somebody these results. And almost every single one of them was like, yeah, show me. So all I did was send the picture. And I said, before I sent the picture, I said, oh my gosh, thank you. I did defining gel on one side for 1 week. That's it. And then I sent it, and almost every single, like, it just kept that conversation going. They all were asking questions like, wait, what is that you said you used? And how does it work? And how long until I see results? How much is it? All of those things. So that's what I wanted to share. Why Daniel thinks it's a good idea to aerate the neighbor's yard right now. But anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. That I have now ahead of me a lot of people to follow up with. Try not to get overwhelmed with that. Even if you just do like 5 a day, it's a really easy way to strike up new conversation. And some of those people who were thinking about being a distributor, again, I didn't ask about like, hey, have you thought any more about making extra money? All I said was, I'm dying to show someone these pictures. And then that got the conversation going again. So I'm going to mute now because it's going to get loud, and I'm going to let Brooke take over.
Yeah, that's really awesome. I did a live video kind of about the same thing, but I love that. I would have never thought to do that. Like, just to be like, say their name and then get them to respond, because I know we all know that sometimes we'll do messages and then people will read them and not respond. But if you don't tell them at first what you're asking them about, they're going to be like, hey, what's up? So that's awesome. So that'll be nice for people to know. But what I kind of wanted to talk about going along with being a product of the product is I just wanted to make sure to remind everybody that today is August 24th. And so today is the last day that you can set up an 80 BV auto shipment to get commission qualified that way. And I just want to talk a little bit more about setting up your auto shipment and what the importance of it is. I know that a lot of people get into this business because they don't have extra money, and so it's hard to sometimes put aside that income to go toward your auto shipment, which I totally understand. But when I first joined, what I did is I actually did Confianza. I actually did Confianza greens and wraps is what my auto shipment was, just because the Confianza is something that I wanted to personally have for myself and the greens. And then I sold my wraps. So I made almost all of my money back just selling, well, kind of. I made the $40, but it made me feel better when I got that extra 100 back and put it back into my business. And so just like what Jen said, like when she's excited or when anyone's excited about the products, it's easier to talk to people about them. When you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, I have to show you my results. Or me, like when I can tell when I don't take my Confianza throughout the day, and then I take it and a couple hours later, I just feel like instantly relieved. So being able to tell my family that, who has struggled with anxiety all their life, and now they're all trying to get on it, to replace what they're on, is an amazing feeling. But just, I don't know, like I always ask people who maybe are going through a tough time in the business, well, when's the last time that you actually used something consistently so that you could see the results? And, you know, not everybody has wraps to use, but if you can, get a box of 4 wraps on yourself so that you have those before and after pictures to show people. I'm actually going to do the defining gel now because I want to see one side of my butt. I mean, that's an awesome, just like that one picture that I posted before of that lady who has her arms out, and you can tell the complete difference between her 2 arms, which one she wrapped. Like, people went crazy over that because they're like, wow, like you can actually tell. So that's the biggest thing that I wanted to talk about, is not only like trying to set up your auto shipment and finding a way to do that so you can be a product of the product, but finding a way to not be afraid to tell your new distributors to do the same. Because, you know, for $80 to $100, my auto shipment's like $120, but $80 to $100, you can run your, what am I trying to say? Like, if for $80 to $100, you cannot run any other business in the world for that overhead cost monthly. Sorry, took me a minute to get that out, but it's going to cost you a lot more. So It Works gives you the opportunity to not only like buy those products, but then also sell them if you're doing wraps. So you're not spending anything then if you go ahead and sell those 2 boxes of wraps. You're profiting. So, yeah. And then, I don't know. I was just going to kind of snowball off of what you were saying about the product of the product, and I don't know if I really have anything better to say besides the messaging to people about enrollments, because that's something that I'm going to do today too after I do my wrap.
I was going to add to your auto ship thing. Like, you're right. It's unheard of to run any business for $80. Like, my husband owns, well, he's gotten out of one lawn care company and he's starting something else smaller. Like, we've moved and he wants it to be more local, but it costs them like $20,000 to $30,000 a month by the time they paid their utilities, paid for equipment maintenance, did payroll. Like, you know, it's such a blessing that we have a team and not employees that we have to pay, you know, because all of that stuff adds up, gas to and from work and all of that. So just to put that into perspective, and he was considered a small business owner, and it costs $20,000 to $30,000 a month to run that business. I do know, like, I never want to tell someone that it's okay not to run an auto ship. I just know when I started to be commission qualified, you had to have 400 PBV, and so 150 is like nothing compared to that. And there were times when I thought, like, okay, this $100 auto ship could be food for us. So is there anything else I can do to make myself commission qualified so that I can save that money? Now, again, it was 400 PBV back then. I think I did like 3 to 4 months of not running an auto ship. I'm not recommending that. I'm just saying not being able to afford an auto ship is not a reason not to work your business. And you still need to be getting yourself on the products. So what if you are at like 100 PBV and you're thinking, oh, I'm not going to be commission qualified? Order a few little things for yourself to boost that volume up to make sure you're commission qualified and you're still getting yourself on the product. Like, order a pack of wraps or a couple of boxes of greens or something that you haven't tried yet. And be switching your auto ship up too. Don't always think that you need to do something else, because like Brooke said, part of, I think you just said this, like part of running this business is selling those individual wraps, but you've got to be trying different things too, because your personal wrap results, while amazing and will burst your business, I don't think are going to build your entire business when you have 30 plus products, something for everyone. So switch your auto ship up, switch your orders up, try different things.
Yeah, I agree. Just trying different things, and also like you said, like just because you can't afford an auto shipment shouldn't be a reason to push as hard as you can to get to that 150 PBV. I've heard it before, you know, well, I don't have any money, so I can't work the business. Well, that's why it gives you that opportunity to get to 150 PBV. You know, as you build that up, you know, those are customers that are going to continue to order, and that, you know, that's another way to do it. But I remember that was 400 PBV that you had when I joined in April of 2014. So it's awesome. And, you know, just to think of it, like a lot of people are like, oh, well, 150 PBV, but think about that's 3 people ordering the wraps 1 month. You know, get 3 customers that just want to try the wraps and do a wrap challenge, and then you're there. So, and people will continue to order. So, yeah. Trying to think. Yeah, I don't really have much to say. I mean, okay, one thing I will say also is with enrollments, one of my biggest things that I get leads from is honestly inviting people to these online parties. What I do is I invite people and then I will message them. I don't go to my friends list and just start like clicking away, inviting everybody and anyone, because the reason why I don't do that, and I used to, is because it's not personal. If I message somebody and say, hey, I have this online wrap party tonight, I only get 10 invites and I know you've been interested, would you be one of my guests? They are going to be more likely to want to come to the wrap party because they feel that you actually took the time, they feel like that you were thoughtful and actually want them to come. And so, you know, a lot of people like filter through those too. Like, you know, you get an invite to an event. I know that sometimes I don't even get event like things in my notifications. It'll just like go to my events and I didn't even see it. So actually taking the time to write down who you want to invite and personally messaging them has worked wonders for me, because I already have the conversation open. So what I'm going to do is after the party, I'm just going to message them and say, hey, how'd you like the party? Like, just leave it at that, have them give me an answer, and then I'll go, you know, go from there. Well, what did you like most about it? Like, did any product spark your attention? Do you have any questions about the distributor opportunity? Like, most people are going to tell you after a party. I mean, we put amazing information in there, so they're going to have a question about something. Something is going to spark their attention. So that's one of the big things that I've been doing for enrollments, is always making sure that I'm inviting people to the party and also not doing it like last minute. As soon as I get that event, whenever I have time, I'm going to go in and I'm going to invite my potentials. And by adding new friends and following new people on Instagram, that's how I, you know, produce my leads, and I'm always inviting new people. So take advantage. If you haven't, I don't know if we posted it in Aiming for Ambassador yet, the event, but I will make sure somebody puts it in there after this so that everyone can start inviting the potential. So what we do is one Thursday, so this Thursday we're doing a wrap party. Next Thursday we're doing an opportunity party. So the wrap party talks mainly about the products, and then at the end talks about the distributor opportunity. And then the following week we do it to where it's just the distributor opportunity, so that everyone can be inviting their potential distributors. And that one went really well because a lot of people went on live, told their story. So, and people can relate to different people. So it makes it, you know, I think it makes it really interesting for people who are kind of on the fence or have just even considered it a little bit. So don't cut yourself short. Make sure you take the time to invite to a wrap party, like the wrap parties.
So tonight, you said there are 2 different ones. Tonight is an actual wrap party to like invite potentials to, and then you have a separate one that you do that is.
No, it's gonna go every other week. So this Thursday is a wrap party, and then next Thursday will be an opportunity party, and we're just gonna keep flip-flopping around so that you can, you know, be inviting potential loyal customers to that, and then, you know, vice versa. So we're targeting both people. So that one starts, I believe, at 9 p.m. Eastern. So that is you know, with those being every week, like I think it should, you know, be everyone's goal to invite 5 new people to a party every week. And you can do that. You can add 5 new friends on Facebook and build that relationship, and then ask them if they'd like to come. I mean, even if it's just the first time, if you've commented and liked some of their pictures already and they're commenting on yours, just message them and just say like, hey, like, I really love your profile. Like, thank you for the love on my page. You know, I have this awesome opportunity. Would you be interested in being one of my guests? And just be thoughtful and tell them that you would love for them to come and just check it out, and just have them give you your feedback, or their feedback. Just keeping it simple. That's all I have for enrollments and being a product of the product and making sure your auto shipment is on. One thing I like to say too is like monitoring your credit card declines. So after August, this is what I wanted to say real quick. After August 25th, what I do is we do them throughout the month to make it easier. We do them every Monday and go through our credit card declines and just send each person an email saying that, you know, we noticed that your credit card declined, and, you know, we're just wondering if you noticed and if you would like it to run again. And we give our number, and, you know, we actually get a lot of people that call us that say, I had no idea. Can you help me walk it through, or, you know, walk through rerunning it? And so if you don't know, you can, if it's your personally enrolled loyal customer, you can submit a ticket and have them rerun it. Or you can explain to that loyal customer that all they need to do is log into their account, click order history or orders, and go to order history and click on the ID number that declined, and it'll give them step-by-step instructions for rerunning it. So that, you know, not only your auto shipment and making sure that runs by the 25th, but really taking time to look at the credit card declines that are in your downline on the 25th, because that's a lot of volume that's lost. It's not only that, but it's loyal customers that would really appreciate it if they have no idea. You know, you're of course going to get the people that say, I just don't have the money for it. But then you're going to also get people that say, wow, I had no idea. I still want my wraps. And so that's a part of keeping your customers happy and, you know, keeping that, you know, that volume, even if it's for your 150 PBB.
That's awesome. I love that you do it every Monday, because I personally don't look at them until auto ships run on the 25th, and then I get so overwhelmed by how many that there are that I just I'm like, whatever, I just need to go get new customers.
Yeah.
Which is not good, but I like to do it every Monday. That's really good.
Yeah, and then it's just like, then it's only like, you know, 20, you know, hopefully it's less than that, but, you know, on higher months, for some reason there was like 129 last month. So I mean, and we were able to like reprocess like 30 to 40 of them. You know, people just messaged back, called me, whatever, you know. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I do that too. I go to downline orders and we kind of just keep a running like track of who we need to do on Monday. And then also helping out your team. With the auto shipment, I am very sad that last month I didn't realize that somebody in my downline's auto shipment declined, and they never noticed either, and they didn't get paid because of it. So making sure that you're logging into eSuite and, you know, catching those things, if it's even just your auto shipment or somebody that might be on your team, like she never got it reran, so then she didn't get commission qualified. So it, you know, taking the time just to be thoughtful, even if, you know, just letting them know like, hey, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I just wanted to let you know. So that's all I have to say. Does anyone have any questions? Or Jen, did you have anything more you wanted to say?
No, not really. I mean, I think you kind of hit on it about getting new leads on Instagram. That's like 90% of my business is from Instagram, but I also know that that can get kind of lengthy, so I didn't want to get into like a big Instagram tutorial. So I just wanted to share what I had done lately to like spruce up old leads and to get new enrollments with that, with my own results. And
yeah, I love that. So if you guys got on late, look for the recording so you can see, because it's really awesome. I'm going to do that too. So, and then on Thursday or tomorrow, I was just gonna say that Danielle is Jessica and Amber are gonna go like fully into Instagram and really do like a lot of training with that. So that's really cool. I'm excited for that because I know that Jessie and Amber both, they get a lot of their leads from Instagram. So
Awesome.
all right. Does anyone have anything? No. All right. Well, I think that was a good Zoom. Thank you guys all for getting on.
Oh,